Here we are then, once again with F1 2021 and part 4 of my Immersive Driver Career Mode with Alpine F1 team. Today we have the Azerbaijan Grand Prix at Baku. I'm Joe. If you're new around here, make sure you click that like button and subscribe for daily F1 2021 content. Now, things have been going good in practice so far this weekend. I'm really looking forward to getting into qualifying. I think we've got some good pace around here. We've had some good upgrades come through from the team. You can see there's a couple of others coming through, a weight reduction and some extra front downforce coming through. So hopefully they will be in place for the next Grand Prix in Canada. Is it? Is Canada? Then yes, Canada's the next Grand Prix. Obviously, Fernando ALONSO finished second in the last race at Monaco. He had a fantastic race. We held up the field, a treat for him. But hopefully today we will manage to be inside the points. I am really hopeful of that. So without further ado, let's get into qualifying around Baku, a fabulous circuit. I really do enjoy this one. This is what a street circuit should be like. Lots of action, and I'm sure there will be a safety car around here. And there we are, there's our driver having a chat to Jeff about some final checks before the session. Something a little bit different. I'll show you the setup that I've gone for. So of course we're going to reduce that fuel right down to 2.5 laps, 5-6 wings, 82-62 differential. You can see the camber and toe there, suspension and ride height and anti-roll bar all there, brake pressure 98, front bias of 53, and there are the tyre pressures. So plenty of tweaking throughout the weekend has brought me to around about that, and looking forward to seeing how we get on. So let's see how our first flying lap goes. Well, here we come then, down the 1.5 kilometre straight. I think it's 1.5 and might even be more than that, but here we come. It's not going to beat Lando Norris's time. We were doing 141s in practice and 141 again, and that's actually fairly slow. And well, we'll spin out here. Just going to have to wait for Gasly to go through, and that is annoying that we've had a little spin there. But as a banker time, I suppose it's not too bad. Something to work off, but these sides are short. We're going to have to come back in and make sure that we're ready to go once again. Here we go then. 0.8 quicker on this lap. I'm not sure it's going to be anything special though, if I'm honest with you. I really don't. And we're dragging Kimi Räikkönen along as well. And there you go, only P17. I am absolutely gutted about that, because we definitely had better pace than what we've just shown there. But P17 is where we're going to start, and Fernando ALONSO manages to find that time in qualifying, and we couldn't find it. But look at the McLarens. The McLarens 1 and 2 after the first session. I'm not entirely sure that's how it will stay, but you can see we're out in P17, just 0.2 off Antonio Giovinazzi, and I think maybe he was the guy that we were pulling along there at the end. I'm really not sure. I don't think we can desperately check lap times and whatever. But yeah, we are out in Q1, and that is devastating. What about Kimi Räikkönen? No, so nobody's last times were the ones that got them through. So we just didn't put in the performance, unfortunately, and we end up quite a way behind in the end, 0.8 behind Fernando ALONSO, and hopefully we can do a hell of a lot better in the race. Well, here we go then for the race. It's a shame. I'm still gutted about that, but hopefully we can come out on top here. Yuki Tsunoda, by the way, is our new rival, and hopefully we'll be able to beat him in the race. But let's get into it. See David Croft and Anthony Davidson.
Good afternoon and welcome to Baku. This was the arena, if you think back to 2017, of one of the most eventful races of modern history, with controversy behind the safety car, last-second overtakes, and a historic podium for Williams and for Lance Stroll. So let's find out what lies in store for us this year. It's time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The Baku City Circuit measures roughly 6 kilometers and is made up of 20 corners and 2 DRS zones. The circuit winds around the narrow city, through the old town, and even brushes against the city's medieval walls. However, as beautiful as the setting is, this track is also a ferocious technical challenge, where the smallest of mistakes could lead to catastrophic consequences for all of our drivers. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn 1. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Valtteri BOTTAS lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Ricciardo, Norris, Sergio Perez, and Leclerc, Sainz, Vettel, Stroll, and Yuki Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Verstappen. They've taken a grid penalty. The captain, Russell, Nikita Mazepin, and Nicholas Latifi. Gasly, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. And Mick Schumacher. That's it then, it's time to go racing, as we head to trackside for today's race.
Well, there you go then. It's not a complete disaster because we are going to be starting on the medium tyres. We're going to be starting slightly higher up as well. I am going to go for this strategy instead, obviously switching to the soft tyres rather than the hard later on. I mean, potentially we possibly look at editing that, and first stint with a hard tyre, yeah, they don't like that one. Obviously, we want to stop at lap 8. Yeah, hard tyre, 7 seconds slower, but, you know, we would have better performance later on, you feel. Yeah, it's a tough one. It is a tough one to decide. But I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be alright on the medium tyres. We'll do that. We're not going to underfuel today. We're going to just put probably a little bit extra fuel in to help us out. So here we go into the race then, and quite a few guys starting on the medium tyres around us. Be interesting to see what they do. I mean, potentially we should have took the engine penalty today. We are going to probably have to take one at some point this season.
So go into each one when you can.
But I thought
maybe
maybe
need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
So we are, you know, going to see how we get on today. I think we're in a good position. Of course, lots of overtaking opportunities around Baku. There's probably going to be a safety car as well. So, you know, this medium tyre gives us plenty of flexibility that starting on the hard tyre wouldn't have done. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Of course, after the formation lap last time out, that didn't bode well for the race. We really struggled in that opening phase of the race, and, you know, around Monaco we just didn't get going, unfortunately. Really struggling to get these front tyres warmed. Oh, nearly went into the wall there. I feel like the cars are very, very slippy and slidey this year. I don't know what you guys are feeling about them, but they feel like they're on ice sometimes. Here we go, we've managed to get some extra heat into those front tyres, so hopefully by turn 1 we're going to be in a very good position. But I am nervous, very, very nervous. got Max Verstappen in front of us. Crash Stappen. Is he gonna cause us some problems going down into the first turn? I mean, in theory, he should be a lot quicker than us, so we shouldn't really be bothering with him. But you know me, I'm gonna battle anybody on track. But here we go then. I'll line it up ready for the start of this race. Of course, the McLarens P3 and 4. What a result for them. Where are we going to be at the end of this 13 lap sprint? Lights out, away we go here in Baku. What a start off the line that was for us. A little bit of wheel spin in the second phase of the start, but we managed to take the outside line, learning from our great teammate Fernando Alonso. He likes that line. And while we are side by side with Fernando, but should be okay, and we actually get a better exit than him after the second corner, and now he pulls back in front of us. We have to back off a little bit, and there's Crash Stappen going around the outside. I'm just going to let him go. I'm not going to get involved in any battles with him, and he makes contact with Fernando. He makes contact. Very, very nervy. Just behind them. Yeah, and we got somebody right behind us here, possibly looking down the inside. And it is one of the Alfa Romeos.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
Apparently we've taken a bit of minor damage to the front wing. Well, you join me at the end of lap 1, and well, we've run out of energy deployment, which is why we've dropped off so much from Max Verstappen and Fernando Alonso. But a decent, clean first lap. Of course, we do have a little bit of damage to the front wing, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the handling of the car at the moment. The Alfa Romeo has come into the pit now, so maybe he made a little bit of contact as well. But we're just trying to stay in this sort of, 1.5 second window to Verstappen ahead. Try and stay out of trouble, but make sure that we take advantage of any big mistakes from the guys in front. Well, here comes Pierre Gasly. He's going to have DRS. He's got ERS as well. And there he goes, flying past us.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
You can see some of the guys have already come into the pits. Yeah, a new strategy.
Understood.
It
Copy that.
looks awesome, Jeff. I mean, it's exactly what I said before, so, don't be trying to make this strategy your strategy, Jeff. Well, a little battle with Perez here.
You can win that place back.
Go down the inside. This is a big, big move, and we managed to make it past. I think we will have DRS here. Well, here comes Ricciardo then. He goes down the inside. We managed to hold it on the outside. A little bit of a wider line there. Ricciardo probably, thinking sensibly. He is going to get past us. We are coming into the pits at the end of this lap. There he goes this time. Daniel Ricciardo around the outside. And we're going to just make sure that we slot in behind him. And try not to lose too much time here. These tyres are gone. I think potentially that little clip to the front wing on the first lap has done more harm than we thought. And we are certainly losing a lot of time at the end of this stint. Just like we were in Monaco, to be fair, but as the tyres are getting a little bit more ropey, we're definitely lacking in confidence and going a lot slower around corners than we really should be. And Vettel has caught up as well, so this is a little bit of a disaster. But we're okay. For now, there goes Sergio Perez, and well, once again, we could have had the undercut on him there. Well, we got Vettel right behind us. We're having to back out here because Vettel was being dangerous. But here we come. We're going to come into the pit lane. We've probably lost a good couple of seconds there that we shouldn't have lost, but better that than being out of the race or getting a penalty. So here we come into the pit lane. How far down are we going to go here? Probably fairly.
Complete, go now.
2.8 seconds. Not the fastest pit stop you'll ever see. So here we come.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
That's Antonio Giovinazzi. Don't think we should have too much issue getting back past him. But we shall see. Going to be an interesting final few laps.
Fernando's in for his stop.
Fernando Alonso back into the pits. I'm not entirely sure what's happened to him, but we are going to overtake him here up into 11th place. So if there's one more problem up ahead, we could be on for our debut points finish here.
The turbocharged.
Well, you join me on the final lap of the race. Not a lot has happened since I last spoke to you. Our pace has been pretty good. We've been catching up to Gasly consistently, but never enough to really challenge him. So we are just sort of looking after the car now, making sure we get to the finish. It will be a career best finish for us in 11th place, but unfortunately that doesn't give us any points, which is a shame. I feel like our pace has been pretty good this weekend, and that's been exemplified in the race by the fact that we finished 11th despite having a little bit of front wing damage and a couple of incidents early on, and certainly some slower pace in the second half of our stint. But you know, I think we've done a decent job, and I think we will stay in front of Mick Schumacher. We are just sort of making sure of it now. But Valtteri BOTTAS has come through and he has won the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso will not be finishing inside the points. He's finishing a few positions behind us. So we've outraced Fernando around here, and a positive weekend in general. Schumacher will have DRS up to the line, but I don't think he's going to get close enough to quite do it. Charles Leclerc, though, is he going to pass Schumacher on the line? I don't think so. We finish in 11th place, and we can be happy with that.
And bring it home.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection, a shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again.
So you go, Lando Norris finishing on the podium there. Very good for McLaren. I think Daniel Ricciardo was set to finish 4th or 5th as well, so a very good weekend for them. And
let's have a look
as you
then
can
at the
see,
drivers' standings. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I'll probably go for Pierre Gasly. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in amongst the pack, but it's the driver's job to capitalise on those opportunities, and he did so with a lot of skill.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. After an event like that, who knows what the sport has in store for us next time? Be sure to join us again as we continue to bring you the latest excitement in Formula One.
well, there you go then. As I say, the McLaren's a very, very strong weekend for them, finishing in 2nd and 4th. Red Bull disappointing, 5th and 7th for them. Verstappen fighting his way through the field. Remember, we started just behind him on the grid and he managed to get up to 7th. Tsunoda finishes 8th, an excellent 8th for AlphaTauri. Stroll 9th and Pierre Gasly 10th. We finish first of the non-point scorers in 11th there. Charles Leclerc finishes 13th, a bit of a surprise there. Fernando Alonso finishing down in 16th after 2 stops in his race. No non-finishers, fortunately for everybody. Ferrari, an absolutely disastrous weekend. But let's continue on, see if we've got an interview with Claire, and we'll see how we finish off this episode. We've got Canada next. I cannot wait for Canada. I feel like that is going to be where we come of age, because that is a track I absolutely adore. A lot of these ones at the start of the season, I'm quite traditionally slow there, but we've got some excellent Grand Prix coming up where I am pretty fast, so I'm looking forward to that. We have got one more development sort of in progress. It would be nice if we could get another one going just before the next Grand Prix, so that we can try and edge a little bit closer to that Aston Martin, Ferrari and McLaren group, because they are, you know, locking out the point scoring positions at the moment. Those top 5 teams are better than the rest of us. Midfield, Alpine, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, we're, you know, struggling to get 11th, 12th, 13th, those sort of positions. And then Haas and Williams well off the pace at the moment. But that is where we're going to leave it for today. If you have enjoyed that, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for more F1 2021 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.